What's up, everybody? If you collect Funko products regularly, then you probably know that recently on Funko.com, they had a deal where if you purchase something, you could do an add-on for a random $5 Funko item or a random $10 Loungefly item. I did do that several times, and most of those items I've already gifted them away. That's really why I did that to begin with, because I mean, Christmas is not here yet, but it is sort of the gift giving season, and I just like giving gifts in general anyway. So yeah, I've given away most of those items, and I got two Loungefly mini backpacks that I basically just sold for what I paid for them, basically. So I wasn't trying to turn a profit off of anything. I did keep some of the items, but I'm just going to share two of them with you. The other items I have, I think they're just pocket pops that I've already placed around in my collection. But yeah, like I said, there's two items I do want to share with you all. So first of all, we have here the Blockbuster Rewind of Leonardo, and this is based off the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movies. I guess in particular the second movie, because I do see what are their names? Tokar and Razor here, those particular characters. But yeah, this is just, kind of a standard looking Leonardo here. The chase, I want to say, is actually holding the swords. You see this comment here. He has the swords back there in the hilts. But yeah, I think the chase, he's actually holding the swords out. I have seen this around in stores. I didn't pick it up myself, and I'm kind of glad I had it already, because I'm going to go ahead and get into this one here. Now, when it comes to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I've pointed this out before on the channel. I am a fan, but I don't really get into the collectibles so much, just because I would feel pressure to kind of always get all of the brothers and, whatever villains are part of the set, whatever it may be. It just would add up very quickly. So let's see what we got here. This is the common figure, which is fine. Let's go ahead and get him out. And I'm still kind of like the Rewind figures. I'm not like super crazy about them, but if one catches my attention, I do usually go for it. Alright, so let's take a closer look here at Leonardo. I actually like that it has the, with the headband. I like that it comes all the way down like that. I think it does make it look cooler. I guess I didn't even really look at that. Yeah, it's like that, with the picture there. That is pretty cool. I like that. You don't usually see that with, the Ninja Turtles, the headband. The back of it coming all the way down like that, but I think it's a cool look, and they did do that within the movie. Yeah, so like I said, the swords there in the hilts. And with the Rewind figures, you don't tend to get the most interesting poses because they do have to be slim, but I'm still happy with this. And of course, we do have the Blockbuster Rewind card here. Now, I do notice with some of these that it just says Rewind. I guess it depends on whether or not it's actually based on a movie, maybe. I'm not 100% sure about that. I don't know. If you know any more about that, why some say Blockbuster Rewind, why some don't, you can clarify that for me in the comments. But yeah, there is the card that comes along with it, and I'll put this back into the box there later on. And I do hang on to these. I do kind of feel like the VHS covers actually are like collectibles within themselves. So like I said, I like the Blockbuster Rewind overall, but I do, decide with each individual one whether I'm going to go for it or not. Next item I have here is a Bitty Pop set, and this is based on the Batman movies here, and the Michael Keaton Batman, of course, Tim Burton Batman. So we got the original Batman there, we got the Joker, of course, there we have Catwoman, and then there's a mystery figure in here, so that could be, it looks like the Ben Affleck Batman. They got two different versions of him, Ben Affleck Batman. Then we got the Joker there with the face paint kind of melting off there, and he has the beret on based off of the art museum scene. I actually do have that chase. That was a pop chase. And then we have Mr. Freeze there as well. So we'll see which one I got in here. I'm going to go ahead and open these up and take them out. And I actually am about to move around some of my Batman collectibles. In fact, the ones based on the movies, I want to make sure I have all those together, so these Bitty Pops will go along with that particular display. This Batman does look pretty cool there. The only thing I don't like about this Batman is the way he's holding the Batarang off to the side. It's kind of awkward the way it's posed, but other than that, I really do like the look of the suit. Of course, I do have the actual pop. In fact, I have the full-size pop of all of these here. Okay, there is the Joker. Yeah, pretty cool looking. And got Catwoman here, of course, the Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman, still my favorite Catwoman, even though there have been other good ones. But yeah, these are pretty cool here. Then we got the mystery figure here, which I actually saw already. I mean, the black here doesn't go all the way around, so it's kind of easy to see right away when you take it out which character you got, but I want to share it with you all. So let me get this piece off here on the back. And here I ended up with Mr. Freeze, which I'm very happy about. I do really like the look of the paint job on this one. It almost looks metallic. I'm not sure if it is or not, but yeah, it looks kind of shiny there. this is very cool to have, because you know the other options here, let me show you the box again real quick. You know, it could have been another Batman or another Joker, you know, a variant of Joker, but I really am glad that I got another character. So I think that is very cool. And you know, no pun intended. I know he likes his puns, but yeah, I do have the Mr. Freeze pops. At least that sounds so funny to say too. I'm promise I'm not trying to be silly right now, but yeah, I do have the Mr. Freeze pops. So I think 2 of them I have. So I will put this right in front of those, and then, you know, I'll match up these other ones here with their full size pops. Let me actually go ahead and just put these in the holder for now. I do like that it comes along with this, and it does seem like the Bitty Pops are doing pretty well. They seem to be, you know, pretty popular with people, and I think kids really like these as well. Like, I've been in stores pop hunting, and I see kids kind of picking these up excitedly and everything. So yeah, I think this was a smart product from Funko, and it does seem like they are going to stick around. You know, Funko had talked about possibly doing less lines, that well, different, you know, less types of figures. So I think that's a good idea to prevent waste, of course, but it does seem like Bitty Pops will be around. Let's keep it moving here. I want to get into the full-size pops that I have now, and everything else here, these are just things that I purchased outright. You know, those were the trick-or-treat items there, but everything else here I bought outright. Let's start off here with the DC figures, since I just shared, you know, some DC figures there. This one, as soon as I saw this, I was like, absolutely have to have this for my collection. We have here the specialty series Lex Luthor, and it's Lex Luthor Superman, which is really cool to see. I definitely need to wipe this box off here. I'll take care of that. But these pops, I will be unboxing them. We will take a closer look at them, but I'm really am a fan of Lex Luthor as a villain. I don't feel like we've got a really great one in live action just yet. No, you know, no disrespect to the actors that have played him before, including Gene Hackman. No disrespect there, but I just feel like Lex Luthor in the comics is such a great villain. Even in animation. In animation, he's been done very well sometimes. I just feel like, you know, in terms of live action movies, I still feel like we could get a more interesting one. And I'm kind of excited about, you know, Nicholas Hoult. I think he's the one going to be playing him in the DCU movies, you know, with James Gunn. So I'm looking forward to that, you know, and hopefully we will get a very interesting Lex Luthor on the big screen. That's what I'm really looking forward to. And I know he's been on the small screen as well, but honestly, I haven't seen all of those performances, so I can't really judge them. But yeah, I think this one is very cool. Let me be honest about this as well. I actually don't know this storyline of when, you know, he took on the role of Superman. I think I've seen little images of it, but I've never read the comic. So if you want to share anything about this particular storyline, definitely let me know. Or you know, if you know the comic, I could check out on this, because I wouldn't mind checking out this storyline. But yeah, he actually has some really good storylines. As a matter of fact, one of my favorite storylines of all time in comics was Lex Luthor, Man of Steel, where you really get into his mindset and why he does view Superman as a threat. You know, it's not just him being a villain. He really legitimately looks at Superman as being a threat. And the way that he set Superman up to try to make him look bad and everything, is an amazing story. So it makes me want to read that again at some point. But yeah, we'll be unboxing this in a moment here. I gotta say already, this is definitely one of my favorite pops of this year. Then I have another awesome DC figure here. I just picked this up from GameStop. So we do have here Mr. Freeze, and this one is really cool because, of course, he's holding that little snow globe there, and it represents his wife. I think that is pretty awesome. I think her name is Nora Freeze, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, but she's pretty cool looking, you know, in there in that little snow globe. Her character, I don't know a whole lot about her character. I think at some point she eventually was cured, I guess, to an extent, and did become a villain herself. I haven't read any of those storylines. I do think that's interesting, though. I wouldn't mind checking that out. And of course, this one is based on Batman, the animated series. And this character, Mr. Freeze, was so well done on that series. As a matter of fact, there was the movie, was it Sub-Zero? I can't remember if that was the subtitle of the movie or not, but it was the Batman, the animated series movies, where Mr. Freeze was the main villain, and he had some great episodes as well. So yeah, this is pretty cool. Again, GameStop exclusive. I'll be taking this out of box in just a moment. And I do want to tell you something in particular to look for with this figure if you do decide to add it to your collection. I'll talk about that once I unbox it. I definitely have to make space here for the next pop that I'm putting up here. This is pretty cool as well. So we have one of the meme pops, and this one is based on SpongeBob SquarePants. So, you know, it even says meme right there. I was very happy to pick this one up. Actually, I think I ordered this one. Yeah, I ordered this from Entertainment Earth. And you see it there on the back, SpongeBob heads out. And I actually saw recently on YouTube, somebody shared where this image came from. It's actually a clip of him sitting down, like he's coming back to his chair and sitting down. But, you know, somebody took that image, that paused image, and turned it into a meme. But yeah, this is pretty cool. This is an item, once I unbox this, I think I want to keep this out of box. And I actually want to put it next to my television because it's just so funny before I leave the house. So, you know, I think this is true for a lot of people. One of the last things I do is grab the remote and turn off the TV. So I think this would just be funny to see as I'm taking care of that each morning. All right, so another pop here. I was about to say the last pop, but actually I have two more here that I want to share with you all. This one I was looking forward to, even though I've said it before, I'm not a fan of the game, but I think this Cosmic Freddy is a very cool looking figure. Really looking forward to seeing what this looks like in the light. Oh, I almost forgot that, you know, it does come with the content card back there. I bought the Funko Fusion game. I played it a little and it was doing nothing for me at all. I don't know if they've done updates that make the game any more interesting, or, you know, if they fixed some things, because I think the game did have some legit issues, some technical issues, and also just some gameplay issues as well. I just was not enjoying it. You know, if you're familiar with Funko Fusion, if you have been checking out the game, let me know what you think about it as of now, you know how it is. But yeah, it just wasn't for me, but I really do like the look of this particular pop. It had sold out on Funko.com. I think it got a restock. I'm not sure if it's still listed or not because it's not a numbered item. So you could check for availability with it. I definitely would not pay a second market, like marked up price for this. I think if you really search it out, if it's not on Funko.com, you should be able to find it for a reasonable price. And then, of course, I do have some of the other figures back here. I'm not going to run through those, but yeah, I was very happy to add this one to my collection. Now, the last pop here, I had a friend that helped me out with something, that sent something my way from Amazon, and they decided to add on a pop along with it. And I'm sharing it just because I think it is a cool pop, but also, especially for newer collectors, I'm going to let you know, if you ever order pops from Amazon, just order Funko Pops. Like, don't put other items with it, especially heavy items, because they don't always ship with protectors. In fact, I'm not sure if Amazon uses protectors at all for their pops, and they will just put your items in with other items. And I'm not criticizing Amazon because I don't expect everybody at Amazon to understand Funko collecting. That's not their job, really. You know, I try to be, you know, sensible about that and reasonable about that. I just don't expect everybody to know this hobby well. So I understand that that happens sometimes, but yeah, you do have to be careful about that. If you're going to order Funko Pops, just order Pops, you know, and that gives them a better chance of arriving, not damaged. So this friend was able to get this new John Wick for me, which is based off of John Wick Chapter 4. And yeah, the box it ended up with the flap opened up here and some corner damage and some bending and everything like that. But I honestly am not so worried about that because I think this pop actually looks much better out of box. You can see the weapons better, so I'm going to keep this out of box. In fact, this is another one I might actually want to display near my television. I think that'd be a good spot for it. So I'm going to put the box aside there. I may not even keep the box. I'm not even really worried about it. I just think this is a cool looking pop. And like I said, you know, with him out of box, you get such a better look at the weapons and the nunchucks. And more, I have been keeping some figures out of box. So, and this is so recognizable as John Wick as well. They did a great job with the hair sculpt and the beard. And of course, with him holding the weapons, you know, it's on point. And check out the shoes there as well. Yeah, shiny shoes. That is pretty cool. So very happy with the figure. I'm not so worried about the actual box. As far as the franchise goes, I think the third movie is still my favorite overall. But there are some amazing action sequences in the fourth one, especially in Paris. I really loved what they did in Paris with at least two of those sequences. And I need to watch those again at some point. But yeah, very cool figure here for John Wick. So I definitely appreciate this thoughtful gift. Lex Luthor here does come with a base. I think that is because of the cape. And I really like the way the cape is done. I mean, Funko does this a lot, of course, to have the capes kind of flowing off to the side. But yeah, this one especially looks really awesome. And I mean, this suit of armor is very cool looking. So yeah, I definitely want to learn more about, you know, this storyline here because I think it is such an awesome looking design. And I mean, the head sculpt, of course, you know, is going to be very simple because it is Lex Luthor, but he's such a well-known bald character that even if you are just looking at the head sculpt, I mean, if you were to guess who is that, yeah, I mean, you might think that it is him, especially, you know, also the eyebrows, the way that they're done, him kind of frowning. It's kind of funny how, eyebrows can do so much to convey emotion. I mean, I noticed that even when I'm watching South Park, just the way they do the eyebrows on there, it conveys a lot. But yeah, like I said, such a cool looking suit here. It really does make me want to learn about this storyline. And this figure, it went very fast on Entertainment Earth. I was surprised by that. I mean, I thought it was awesome right away, but obviously a lot of people agreed with me. So this went very quickly on Entertainment Earth. I'm not even sure if they relisted it there or not. So I ended up ordering from a company I don't usually go with. Honestly, right now, I can't even think of the name of the company. But yeah, I was able to grab this figure. Very happy with that. And if they ever did like a metallic version of this, I would absolutely have to go for that as well, because this would look so good done that way. But yeah, really awesome figure there. Then we have here the Mr. Freeze again, GameStop exclusive. And well, that his head sculpt kind of turns easy. There's not the full head sculpt, it is actually just the helmet that's kind of turning there easily. But something I noticed about this right away when I was looking at it in GameStop, they had like at least 5 or 6 of them in there. And the first 2 that I picked up, I noticed that the plastic around here, or I don't know if it was plastic or glue, but it was kind of clumped up and it didn't look great around the edges. And at first I was thinking, oh man, maybe I'm going to have to pass on this figure. But I did check other ones, and then I found this one, which looks pretty clean around the edge. So if you're going for this pop and you're actually going in GameStop to pick it up, I would check that and maybe try to find, a nicer looking one that doesn't have that particular issue. But yeah, I really like the way that they did the little snow globe there. That is pretty cool. Yeah, and his this outfit, the suit that he wears in Batman the Animated Series is very simple, but I like the look of it. I think he's a character, whether he has a simple design or a more complex suit on, either way, he just ends up looking pretty cool there. So very happy with that. Then we got the SpongeBob here, which I'm trying to see if this even, I'm not sure if this sits perfectly flat or not, but it's tough to tell on this table because this table is a little bit warped. But regardless, yeah, very happy to have this now. I think this is one of those pops that even for people that are not Funko Pop collectors, because they know the meme, they might want to actually pick this up. It is just slightly like heavier than, your typical pop because of the chair. But still light overall. So yeah, very happy with this SpongeBob. Like I said, this is going to look great close to my television. Let me know if you had that thought as well of, like where you're going to display this pop if you do decide to pick that up. And then the Cosmic Freddy. Loving the look of this one, especially with the way the shading goes. It's different. It's not just one solid color. Of course, there's like green and blue kind of fading in and out here. And then it does have glitter in the paint job as well. Very cool looking. And I didn't play the game enough to know if this is like a direct reference to something in the game or not. You're definitely not familiar with this weapon here. So if you want to share like a reference, it won't be a spoiler for me because like I said, I'm not even sure if I'm going to revisit the game. And check out the crown here. I'm trying to get a good look at the different things going on the crown. So I guess these are related to the game as well. Maybe, or maybe it's just decoration. I'm really not sure. But yeah, this is such a great looking figure here. And actually, I do have another one of these on the way. I have a friend that went to Funko Hollywood. Lori, my friend Lori, she went there and I was checking out some things and she came across this. They actually had some there. So if you're in the area of Funko Hollywood and you want to get this figure, you might want to check there to see if they still have it available. But I thought it was such a great looking figure that I asked her, to send me another one because I'm very tempted to keep one of these out of box and one in box. So yeah, such a great looking figure. This is another favorite of mine. I don't know if it would make like my top 10 for the year, but it's a possibility though. And I am thinking about it if I have time around, or close to New Year's to maybe do like my favorite pops of the year. Let me know if you'd be interested in checking that out and maybe I'll try to put that together. I've done it some years. I don't think I've done it every year, but some years I do that. So yeah, let me know if you'd be interested in checking that out. But yeah, this is the haul that I have here. Again, some very cool figures. Let me know if you're adding any of these to your own collection. And I definitely want to hear from people as well. Are you actually into the Rewind figures? I think for some people, the fact that they do have chases does make them a little more interesting, but then some people, regardless, just don't like the look of these figures, which I can understand. They're not for everybody, but let me know your personal thoughts about the Rewind figures. And like I said, let me know if you know why some say Blockbuster Rewind and then some just say Rewind. I really don't know what that's all about there. But yeah, pretty happy with the items here. I'm thankful for the John Wick there. Like I said, not worried about the box because with that one, I'm cool with leaving that out. And it's going to be kind of odd around my TV because I do want to have SpongeBob there. And then John Wick will be somewhere near the TV as well. But oh well, they'll both look pretty cool there. But yeah, thank you all so much for taking the time to check this out. And I will talk to you all again real soon.